William Morrow and HarperAudio present A Holly Jolly Ever After, a Christmas Notch novel by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. Performed by Joy Nash and Chris Brinkley. A note before we begin. For a map of Christmas Notch and the author's acknowledgments, don't forget to download the accompanying enhancement PDF from your audiobook provider. To our Ashleys, Lindemann and Meredith, for being the Addisons to our Winnies. And to Joey Fatone for being the Joey to our Fatone. Yes, I am Daddy. Graham Simpkins, The Holiday. Be a good girl and tell Santa what you need. This Christmas, Santa aims to please. Ink. All be claws of you. Mary Inkmas, Boot Camp Records.
Prologue. Teddy Ray Fletcher. When Teddy Ray Fletcher's children were little, his fridge was covered in finger paintings, macaroni art, and paper mosaics framed with popsicle sticks. He kept their masterpieces in his office and hung them in the hallways of his house. He made mouse pads and coffee mugs with their pictures and proudly showed them off to his friends, his performers, and complete strangers alike. That said, Teddy rarely knew what those early pictures were supposed to be. Occasionally, one might be able to identify a flower or a cat, but for the most part, Teddy tried to see the pictures the same way his then-wife talked about the abstract art at the galleries she was always dragging him to, as a display of movement and color, or something like that. Teddy hated abstract art. But he didn't hate his kids' art, and so as a father, he promised himself he would never be handed an adorable mess and say, what is it supposed to be? He just praised them for being perfect little geniuses, telling them that they were just as good as Picasso or Monet, or the people who drew the Wild Thornberrys cartoons. And so today, when his 20-something daughter bounced into his office and plonked a shiny rectangle onto his desk, a rectangle with a cylinder attached by a still twist-tied cord, Teddy didn't ask what it was supposed to be. He said, "Astrid, this is so great. Did you make it yourself?" Sunlight winked off the Medusa piercing right above her upper lip as she rolled her dark brown eyes. Her eyes, curls, and warm sepia skin were her mother's. Her lactose intolerance and penchant for semi-regrettable body modifications were all Teddy's. "It's a prototype, Dad. Obviously." He lifted it up, giving his best all-knowing dad expression as he did. "It's a great prototype, sweetie. It's very proto." "Do you even know what it is?" Teddy looked down at the thing in his hands still sunburned from an outdoor MILF shoot near Big Bear. Astrid's contraption looked like a Walkman, with a tiny microphone attached, except that everything was made of a matte plastic he suspected had something to do with being phthalate-free. "Is it for—" he mentally cast around, trying to think of where he'd seen tiny microphones before. "TikTok? Are you going to be a TikTok star?" "Dad, it's for Venus." Venus was Astrid's eco-friendly sex toy startup, and one of the reasons Teddy had expanded his operation last year to produce wholesome holiday movies, along with regular non-wholesome pornography. The other reason was his son's art school tuition, which Teddy tried not to think about without a glass of Jim Beam in his hands. "Oh," Teddy said. He still had no idea what it was for. Astrid beamed. "It's a solar-powered vibrator." "I thought you were doing the nipple clamps first," Teddy said, setting the prototype down and looking up at his smile.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?